Yeah, well, what a really good college basketball game, I thought. Back and forth most of the night, different lead changes, close game, two really good teams, just really battling it out. I thought the crowd was phenomenal. I thought we needed that. I know we kind of talked about Hilton magic, so to speak, and we needed to create some magic in the Coliseum. But that was fun, and we heard them on defense, heard them when we scored, heard them on the officials, a little bit of everything. But yeah, kind of helped will us to that victory, I thought. In the first half, I didn't think we played particularly well. And really just defensively, we had to take something away, the paint, the three, and I didn't think we took either away, and they got pretty comfortable. I thought we made some adjustments in the second half that kind of cleaned that up a little bit, and they still had some open looks that they missed, which looked like us at their place, where we had the open ones in the second half and just couldn't quite convert. And then proud of our group. Kylee Blacksten was great from the beginning, and kind of got us going with some of those buckets. Jordan settled in a little bit, hit some big shots in the second half. Kaya battled the whole night. Lauren was really good, and did a lot of great things offensively and defensively. And then Quinerly was special, career night for her, and just kind of did what JJ does, and kind of helped will us there. But I thought Danelle came in and gave us great minutes. Tabby was good. Jayla was in foul trouble, so she couldn't find any rhythm. But we needed everybody, but proud of Danelle too, because you got to just stay ready. And the kid stayed ready and battled and made Crooks have to defend on the defensive end a little bit. And she can do that for us. So, as I say, it still counts as one in the standings, but it was a good one for us. Like I said, with two teams, they're very well coached. Coach Finley does a phenomenal job. So, good to get that one at home.
Coach, did you anticipate JJ shooting as many shots as she did? I think between field goals and free throws, she shot 30 plus.
I didn't anticipate it, I guess, but whatever it takes kind of mindset, But she was ready for this one, and I kind of even felt it in practice the last couple days, and and she had space, and when she can find some space, she's as good as any kid. She can get into any gap, a little bitty small gap, and the kid can get into it, and we didn't finish very well at the rim in the first half, and then I thought we settled in and finished much better in the second, and she was a part of that too.
Did you realize the kind of night she was having? Because you kind of looked up and she just had 30 points.
Yeah, I don't know if there's such thing as a quiet 31 by any stretch. I don't ever really look at the stats. The assistants kind of give me some stuff here and there, and I can't see the board from the floor where I stand to kind of keep up with it. I knew she was having a good night, and especially she hit that three behind the ball screen and got going there a little bit. So I knew it was a good night. I did not know that she had 31, though. I guess it was kind of quiet to me, but she was aggressive, and that's what we need.
If the story of the last game that you guys played against Iowa State was how many threes you took and missed, is it fair to say that one of the stories today was the timely three-point shooting?
Yeah, no, it was something. We talked about it a lot. We took 43 at there. That is an absurd amount, and that wasn't the game plan necessarily, but a lot had to do with the way they played us, so I thought we were a little more prepared for that, and I didn't want to take away their confidence or for them to take the threes, and so we spent a lot of time talking about it, and, what are you going to do when you have space? Are you going to turn it down? And if you do turn it down, be confident in whatever play you're about to make, and I thought at their place, we didn't. It was turn it down and we didn't whip the ball, or we didn't attack. We just turned it down and looked like we were, and I don't know, scared, just maybe reluctant. And we didn't want to be that here. And so we made a much more of a conscious effort to get the ball in the paint and attack and drive. And in that third quarter, we got in the bonus. At their place, the fouls were 23-8. I think we took 6 free throws, and we knew we couldn't do that and survive. So got to the free throw line a little bit. I think they still outshot us there and beat us from a percentage standpoint, but we tied them on offensive rebounds, so that kind of helped us stay in it, turned them over, and got some points off of those, and then just battled and defended the three better in the second half, and I thought that was probably the difference. So, yeah, they missed some of those threes, I guess, and we probably hit some timely ones.
What was the thought process behind going to Danelle there in that key moment, and did you think that it would have the amount of impact that it had?
Yeah, well, we went to it at their place. And Kylee was just playing pretty well early, which Kylee can give, it's a mismatch both ways. Kylie's a mismatch for Crooks, and then that's a mismatch for Kylee. Bless her heart, we're asking her to defend a kid that she probably shouldn't necessarily be trying to defend. But she was battling and doing a really good job, and then we just needed some size. And Tabby did a fine, she was fine too. But Nels just can match it a little bit. And so it makes Crooks have to work that much harder when you can put Danelle in there. And then Danelle's offense helped too, getting to the free throw line, drawing attention. We were, she caught it and made the little no-look kind of bounce pass to JJ, that got everybody fired up. But, Danelle does that in practice all the time. You guys don't see it, but we see it about every day. And we get a little smile out of in practice, and we smiled a little bit about it, in the game and in the locker room afterward. But, just makes Crooks work a little bit harder. She still found 25 and 16, but making her life a little bit difficult. And I think she missed one or two, right, late that I think Danelle went straight up and Crooks missed, and we were able to rebound.
A game that's played in single digits, I think, from start to finish. What does the end of the first quarter mean? That sequence there.
Yeah, that shot that kind of got us. Yeah, and it's so funny because Lauren makes those apparent. Like, she's done that her whole career, and so Coach Grayson, who's coached her, Coach Grant say it all. That like the kid has an uncanny ability to do stuff like that. So there was a little momentum there for sure, and I think at their place, if I'm not mistaken, we were up 2 after the first quarter as well. So it was a little higher scoring at their place in the first quarter, but it felt a lot like what it did at their place. But that game, and I don't know if it was as back and forth as it feels like in my mind, but it felt like it was just a high level kind of back and forth. Neither team could separate.
For Danelle, can you just talk about, having to come in off the bench, having not played in guard, probably one of the best players in the league, and do as good of a job as she did.
Yeah, and we talked about it in the locker room in the postgame just now. I think the lesson is to stay ready. Just stay ready. You never know when your number is going to get called. It's a long season. It's a long conference season. But the kid comes every day. She's got a great attitude. She works her tail off. And I wish you could have seen her early when she got here to see the improvement that she's made, because she has come so far. And we knew this is what we brought her for. We knew we needed size, and we had to have somebody guard, which we didn't know Crooks at the time, I guess, but some of the size that's in the Big 12. And she is the one kid that can do that for us. And I think she got a little tired and hadn't played those extended minutes, and so we tried to get her a quick break. But I thought, for the most part, for her, to her credit, she stayed ready.
Can you expand on where she's made progress and what you want to see next from Danelle?
Yeah, all of it. Defensively she's fine and she has the size, but she's gotten in better shape. Her conditioning's better, her movement's a little bit better. The offensive end is where she just, she has a skill set. She just doesn't always look to take advantage of it. And so, the first move she made, she probably needed one more dribble to get around, and so I think she was a little excited there. But after that, the moves were good. I thought the pass was the right pass, and so she just has to slow down. This is a big-time level, and she's coming up from a junior college level, so she just needed the game to probably slow down a little bit. But I think that's what you're seeing now is the game's slowing down a little bit.
To what, is there an extent to which the turnovers make up for getting out rebounded?
Yeah, it's how we win the possession battle, because we don't win it on most nights rebounding, but a lot of times it's offensive rebounding too. So we took more shots, which gives them more opportunity to get a defensive rebound where you're on the inside. So with our teams, you have to be a little careful just looking at rebounding as a number. There's a bigger story to that number. I didn't bring my glasses, but we took, 13, I think, more shots than they did. So there's some opportunity there, but, we turned them over, 24 times, and we turned it over 13. So we're plus 11, and those are live ball turnovers, with 17 of those being steals. We should have converted a few more of those. That was the only disappointing part, I thought, is we turned them over at a good rate, but didn't convert as much as we would like to.
And you mentioned the crowd. I think it's pretty easily the biggest of this season. Just how much did that play, especially like end of the third, it really got loud. How much did that play down the stretch?
Yeah, no, I think a ton. As we're trying to build this and we're trying to get momentum, and we needed games like this against a quality team and to get the big crowd and watch our kids play. And I think we play the right way. And I know we have great kids and they're fun to be around and they play their tails off, and really honestly, I don't know that I've really questioned their effort at all in any game this year. Not one time did I go in there or a timeout and say, we're not playing hard enough, or you're not giving me, give me your heart, and like, come on, guys. Like, we've had to get better X and O, and we've got to teach them some things, but we can feed off of that crowd. A lot of people have told me, and even coaches within the league, that this is sometimes the hardest place to play. And it may be travel, it can be crowd, it can be a lot of different things, but I don't care what it is. I just want to make sure that we continue to make this a really, really difficult place to come in and win. And the crowd is a big piece of that. So we appreciate them, all 4,900 of them. That was special for our kids.
And how rewarding is it when your team plays that way, the fans support it, even on a day when it's the same tip-off time as the men?
Yeah, I know. I don't love that piece of it. But, yeah, no, it's tremendous, and obviously to get the biggest crowd, they probably came from distance, and it's a Saturday afternoon where kids may have activities, so we understand the commitment that takes. And so, yeah, I think that's why we're so appreciative of it, but that's why we want to give them the show that we did, and hopefully they'll come back and continue to support.
not that you ever lost confidence before in a row now as a group. Can you just kind of give us the mood in the locker room and how much confidence this team is playing with?
Yeah, I think every win in the league, I think your confidence grows. I can't remember if I said it here, but I told them in the locker room it still counts as one. It's 1-0 regardless of who you play, or you're 0-1 depending on the result. But yeah, no, I think it just helps us continue to believe and buy into what we're doing. And but at the same time, I feel like we've done that. I don't know that we're looking for any more buy-in, but I think belief and knowing that we can do it. And every time we go through this, we get better. And I keep saying we get more information on our group. But I don't know that we've really played a game like that was kind of tight like that and back and forth and, within single digits for so long. So, yeah, it took a lot. It took a lot out of us, too, so we got to be a little careful there. I kind of feel like I just played. I was sweating and running up and down that sideline and jumping up and down and feel like I was a little bit of a part of that one, even though I didn't do a whole lot between the lines. But, yeah, it meant something.
Thanks, Coach.